What is going on, people? This is just a video talking about the fight between Gina Corano and Ronda Rousey that's coming up. I believe it's this week, and how big this fight is, or not so much. Now, Ronda Rousey herself and some of the promotion is based on this being the biggest fight in the history of women's UFC. This fight is not big at all. This fight doesn't really carry any weight. There's nothing. This is not a very big fight. Okay, and let me explain why. For one reason, you have Gina Carano, who hasn't won a fight in 18 years. She won her last fight 18 years ago. Ronda Rousey has not won a fight since 2015, which is 11 years ago. So you have one fighter who hasn't won a fight in 18 years, another one who hasn't won a fight in 11 years, getting back in there and calling this the biggest fight in women's UFC, women's MMA history. It's not only it's not the biggest fight, it's not even top 5, top 10 biggest fights in women's MMA history, let alone MMA itself. This is not a very big fight, guys. This is just a hype fight. It doesn't really matter who wins this fight. It's not going to make any difference. There's nothing really on the line. Neither one of these two will probably fight after that. More than likely not. If anything at all, I'm pretty sure Ronda Rousey is going to win the fight. I don't think Gina Carano even is that concerned about winning this fight. I don't think it really means anything to her. She's not concerned about it. I don't believe she is. I'm not here to speak for her and tell you how she feels, but I don't think it's that big of a deal to her. To Ronda Rousey, it is emotionally. Any win or loss is going to mean everything to her, but on a personal level, it probably means something to her. But in the UFC, in MMA's history, in the history of MMA, after this fight's over, if Ronda Rousey wins, so what? What does that do? That does nothing. It makes no difference. It doesn't do anything for her ranking. She's not going to get any title match. It's not going to do anything for her. There's nothing you can do with this victory. It's not even going to make much of a difference. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to get views. It's going to get a lot of views. These Netflix fights are getting a lot of views. And when I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. They're going to get these huge numbers, and they're going to look at the numbers and say, I told you this was the biggest fight. No, this fight was on Netflix. That's why it's going to get a lot of views. Jake Paul and all that type of stuff. You think them fights are bigger than the Mayweather fights? And like when it comes to boxing history based and legacy and championships, them Jake Paul fights don't mean or nothing, man. They're just because you got viewers doesn't mean the fight is bigger and better. They have easier access to it because it's not on pay-per-view. It's on Netflix. Yes, Netflix, you have to pay for the subscription, but it's not like paying $60 for one fight. If anything, if you don't have a Netflix account, you can get the fight you can pay the lowest Netflix price, whatever it is, and just pay that month and order it like that. That's far less than what you would pay 50 or 60 for MMA fights. Heck, the Floyd Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, I think that was 100. So how the access in which people are able to watch the fight affects how many viewers you can get. So I know they're going to come out and say, look at these numbers. I told you our fight was one of the biggest in history. No, these Netflix fights are always drawing big numbers because they're on Netflix. Everybody knows Jake Paul is not an all-time great in the boxing world. Matter of fact, he's never even beaten a current professional boxer. He loses those fights. He lost to Tommy Fury. And we're not even going to talk about Anthony Joshua. That's not even worth the conversation. That right there is a joke. I can't even take that seriously. But no, there's nothing on the line in this fight. This fight, it doesn't carry much weight. It's just a spectacle for you to watch. Oh, I wonder who's going to win. That's all it is. It's nothing. I'll give you my prediction for what it's worth. I got Ronda Rousey winning early in the second period. of the fight via submission. I think she's going to make Gina Carano tap. It'll probably be something like an armbar or rear naked choke or something like that. I don't think she's going to make her tap in the first period. I think Gina Carano is going to move around a little bit and hit her with some decent strikes. But I think Ronda Rousey is going to eventually wear her down and get her in a submission hold and make her tap in the second period. But anyway, that's this video. I'm just basically telling you this Ronda Rousey Gina Carano fight is not big at all. It's not a big fight.
Or maybe to steal a sweep and trick